putting over $80 million back into the university. Southwest Minnesota State University, where you belong.
If you've had a stroke, the chances are good that you could have another one. But it doesn't have to happen. You could be a stroke smart star.
I'm eating healthy and I'm exercising again.
I'm keeping my blood pressure and cholesterol levels under control.
After 35 years, I quit smoking.
I always take my medicine.
If you take steps to improve your health, you'll greatly reduce your risk of another stroke. Talk to your doctor and go to stroke.org today.
I'm not going to have another stroke.
We all have a vision of that perfect smile. But when it comes to our smile, it's not something we can draw or wait to miraculously appear. We need an orthodontist, dental specialists with 2 to 3 years of specialized education beyond dental school. Your child might be the next Picasso, so trust that brilliant smile to the right hands. Seeing an orthodontist no later than age 7 can help achieve a healthy, beautiful smile. For more information, visit braces.org.
Ladies, are you talking to your partners
about HIV?
2 out of every 3 new HIV/AIDS cases in women are among Black women.
Get informed, get tested. Early detection can save your life. If you test positive, seek treatment from a doctor.
Join the campaign to end Black AIDS, a partnership between Abbott and the Magic Johnson Foundation. Go to WeStandWithMagic.com, get resources, and become a member.
And join today, and thank you.
At Southwest Minnesota State University, our students come first. It's a commitment you can see in our new Regional Events Center, Residence Hall, Student Center, and Science Lab renovation. We've invested over $80 million in the past decade for top-notch facilities. And we're not stopping there. Southwest Minnesota State University, it's where you belong.
And welcome back to the RA facility where SMSU is about to face off against the Sioux Falls Cougars. And we're going through lineups here now. And then we'll have tip-off shortly after. First of all, we'll go through the Sioux Falls starting lineup. At guard, senior A.J. Holland. He's a 6'3", 185-pound guard, and he'll be starting for the Cougars. Second, we'll have Keaton Moffitt. He's a guard, a sophomore, 6'4", 182 pounds. Also at guard, we have a junior, Robert Goffney. He's a 6'1" guard at 180 pounds. And then their big center down low, 6'8" senior, James Rader. He's coming in at 225, and he'll be the big points down low. And also David Maxwell, a forward senior, 6'5", and he'll be the last player on their starting lineup. And then for your Southwest Minnesota State Mustangs, of course, we'll have Tremel Barnes at guard. He's a senior at 6'1". He'll be starting in place of William Giddings tonight. Bernard Birch will be your starting point guard at 5'11". He is a junior at 190 pounds. And of course, Jordan Miller, the big scoring guard, he's coming in at 6'5", a senior at 197 pounds. And then also Matt Zager at guard. He's 6'1". He's a 6'1" junior, 192 pounds. And then finally, playing your center is Nick Smith, a 6'9" junior at 245 pounds, holding it down low for the Mustangs. And let's quickly talk before tip-off. We were saying that Nick Smith is going to be a big player for the Mustangs, and he's going to have to show up big because they don't really have a down-low presence. And the Mustangs have actually been out-rebounded in 5 out of their 7 games this season. How are they going to get these rebounds and show up on the boards more?
The important thing is going to be on offense, just not missing shots. You don't want to be giving the other team chances for fast breaks. Like you said, the Mustangs have been out-rebounded a fair amount this year. They were 19-0 last year when winning the rebound battle. So that's going to be huge for this coming season, and especially this game with big Raider, James Raider for Sioux Falls.
And another thing that I think it's important to mention is that with the loss of players like Casey Susan Guth and Trey Carlson this year, their backup players as well as their guards are actually a lot shorter this year. And a lot of the rebounding did come from their bench players who are a little bit taller, a little bit bigger. And this year on their bench, coming off the bench is going to be players like Jordan Budenhagen and Sean Condon. And they're short and they're three-point specialists. What are they going to have to do?
They're going to have to make sure they get back on defense if you're not making shots, you need to have your guards getting back and setting up on defense. So if the Mustangs, if they're not hitting shots, they're going to have to make sure that they're prepared to go the other way.
And the ball's on the floor. The Cougars turn over on their first possession. And the Mustangs will start with the ball. Birch up top trying to set up for Nick Smith. He tries to pass it out, but it's stolen away. And there will be a foul. That'll be on, looks like Bernard Birch.
Number 12, Bernard Birch, his first personal foul. First team foul.
And the Cougars will inbound.
So now we've seen a turnover out of both teams on their first possession, so hopefully get that out of their systems.
A little sloppy to start, but the Cougars will start with the ball up top. Being pinned in the corner is Jordan Miller playing D. The ball nearly stolen away, and Tremel Barnes comes up with it. He goes down and takes the easy fast break layup. SMSU is on the board.
Good play there by Birch, tipping that pass back up to the top of the key, getting out, and Barnes getting out and running the floor.
And after the two-pointer, Holland trying to find someone to pass to, having a little trouble trying to get it inside. It goes inside to Maxwell. Maxwell's shot is good. The score is tied at 2-2. Bernard Birch takes it up half court. And he tries to work by his defender, but it's just off the bottom of the rim. And the Cougars back the other way. That's a jump shot off of Holland.
In and out.
Looks like Jordan Miller was pushed on the inbounds, but they're not going to call it. And the Mustangs will get the ball down low. Birch being guarded closely by Goffney. He'll look to start the play inside to Miller. Miller will back down his defender. Nearly loses the ball, and that's a three from Miller. That's way off the mark, and the Cougars will rebound.
First shot of the night for Jordan Miller, not much different from the way his season's been going so far. 33% from the field.
Miller, not a player who's afraid to throw up really any shot, and Goffney will shoot up a similar shot. That'll get stuck, and that'll be a jump ball. We'll have some subs in for the Mustangs. Lavion West, Sean Condom, and William Giddings coming in for the Mustangs, so they'll get a bigger group of players coming out. And Barnes and Miller will stay on the floor. Barnes taking over for Birch at point guard. Score is still 2-2 with 17:40 on the clock as the Mustangs have the ball. That's a good pass inside. Miller takes his second three of the game. Same spot.
Still way off.
That'll be not even close. And some wild dribbling.
Good execution on that last possession, though, by the Mustangs. Get the ball inside, and West is able to kick it back out to Miller open in the corner. He just wasn't able to knock the shot down.
And Barnes will pick up his first foul as he's reaching for the ball and got a little bit of arm there on number 11, Derek Brown. And the Cougars look to set it up on top. Trying to look down low for anything they can find. And there will be a foul. Looks like it'll be on the Cougars. That's on Rader. Looks like he had a little shove in the back, trying to fight down low. And those are definitely the fouls you want to avoid, as the Mustangs are a very, very good free throw shooting team. Most of their players averaging over 70%.
And I would hope so with when you're running 4 guards out there at a time. You want to be able to knock down those opportunities when they're given to you.
And Jordan Miller driving in. A big pass outside to Condon. He'll throw it to Barnes, and he'll look to set up. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. He drives in. The ball is stolen away. Moffitt will take it down low, and he'll get swatted. Miller two-hand blocks him, running back down the court.
And one.
That'll be an and one. Lavion West, nothing but smiles as he went up and over the Cougar defender to put it in.
See, and that's exactly what we're talking about. If you're going to be missing shots, Jordan Miller gets back down the other end and comes up with that huge block on the layup attempt. Creates a fast break attempt going the other way. And Lavion West is able to get to the rim, get the blocking call, and make the layup.
And he will make his free throw, which is, his free throws have been a lot better than last year. And he's proven it once again, as the Mustangs tap the ball out of bounds, but they'll keep running their full court press. And Bigler has been known for this. This is why he likes to run such a deep bench, because he can throw, all of his bench players can play defense, and they love to keep their legs fresh and stay on both ends of the court on defense. And a drive inside, no good for the Cougars. As the Mustangs look to run, a three-pointer by Miller, and he'll be just off the front of the rim, but rebounded by Barnes. Condon looking to set up. Barnes dribbling in, nearly loses the ball. Ball tipped out by Derek Brown, but it will be Mustang possession. And we'll have some substitutes. Nick Smith coming back in, as well as Zager and Bernard Birch.
And in for the Cougars, guard Keith Cutler.
Birch will hold the ball up near half court, looking to set up a play. Goes out to Zager. Inside to Nick Smith. He'll back down the defender. Looks for the shot. He gets double teamed and the ball stolen away.
If you're going to be posting up, you got to have that, be dribbling that ball a little bit closer to your body. That was easily swatted away.
And Nick Smith, usually known for his quick post moves. He'll put the ball on the floor and then immediately go up, but just a couple dribbles too many as he tried to back down that defender. Once again, Nick Smith.
Ooh.
Oh, with a big swat inside. But he'll foul Brian Kalpinski, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
He's all over him on the way up as well. Kind of had his arm draped over his shoulder.
And if you're Nick Smith, you really got to try to stay out of foul trouble, especially when it's only 4 minutes and 40 seconds into the game, especially when you're the one big defensive presence they have down low.
Yeah, when your team's lacking in size, you really can't have that big man getting in foul trouble early. And, yep.
And getting, looked like he was jumping in to try to swat the free throw.
A little too eager there. By like a whole 2 seconds.
That would really change the game, though, if you're allowed to swat the second free throw when they were going up. And that one will go in. Score right now 5-3 with SMSU on top at the 15 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the game.
First half.
In the first half, I should say. There's a 3 outside for Zager, and it's no good. Dixon will try to bring up the ball quickly. That's a transition 3. That's no good. But Derek Brown, that's the kind of 3 that your coach will get mad at you for.
And again, West breaks out on the fast break attempt and cuts right to the hoop. Easy lay-in.
And that was a good look to get the ball to West. As the Mustangs go up 7-3. And the ball will go back outside as Dixon tries to set up a play. He drives right, throws up a shot, but it's off the backboard, no good. The ball is rebounded.
Saved by the Cougars.
That'll go back out to Dixon. And the Cougars have the ball back up top. Dixon trying to go down low, but finding no one. 18 seconds left on the shot clock. Cougars players make it inside. Once again, that'll be another foul and an and one on Kelpinski. And he will go to the line to make this a three-point play.
Nick Smith tried to front Kelpinski there, and the bounce pass was able to get past him. Easy lay-in for the basket.
And Jordan Miller and Budenhagen will come in for the Mustangs. Budenhagen, a three-point specialist on the team to basically spread the floor and try to create more opportunities outside and, of course, inside for Nick Smith. As the shot goes up,
rattles it home.
Kelpinski will pick up the three-point play. Score 7-6. Low-scoring game with 14 minutes left in the half. And Jordan Miller trying to drive in and create a play. He's fouled as he went up.
Running a high pick and roll there. Nick Smith comes out, sets the pick for Jordan Miller, who decides to take it to the hoop himself and gets fouled on the way up.
And Jordan Miller, has one of the top free throw percentages in school history. I believe he's shooting about 88% over his career. And he'll make the first. Big thing about the Mustangs, in practice, they never practice free throw shooting. Bigler actually has them practice free throw shooting on their own, and they're really good about pairing up and really going after practice and finding their own time to work together and get their free throws in.
And for a jump shooter like Jordan Miller, if he's going through this cold stretch right now, just getting to the line, getting that visualization of seeing the ball go through the hoop during game time can really be a big confidence booster for your game.
And we'll see how the Mustang defense holds out with a smaller lineup in right now.
Running a zone defense.
And the ball goes outside. Ball stolen away by Birch, and they'll look to run. Birch trying to drive in, finds no one, but he hits Nick Smith in the hands, but he can't control the ball. The Cougars are coming back up the court. That's a fast break play. And Moffitt will lay it in. Score now 9-8. SMSU still on top.
Neither team shooting particularly well right now. Sioux Falls is 33% and the Mustangs are 37%.
The ball inside. Nick Smith up with the shot, no good. Looks like they'll call a foul.
Foul on the floor.
Oh no, it looks like they'll call it on
Nick Smith again.
Nick Smith getting a little bit of foul trouble. He's going to go to the bench.
Yeah, he has to sit down. 2 fouls already. Still almost 13 minutes left in this first half.
And now it looks like they're going to a very, very small lineup.
5 guards.
5 guards on the floor. Jordan Miller listed at 6'5".
Tallest one out there.
Going to be the tallest one out there, and he's going to have to match up against James Rader down low.
Looks like the lineup from a high school team.
Yeah, it looks like we're playing a little bit of state high school basketball out there.
Yeah.
Score, USF taking their first lead, 10-9. Miller. And that's going to be an and one by Jordan Miller as he takes it in and gets the layup off the backboard. Miller going to go to line, and you have to expect him to make this, which will make him the scoring leader at 5 points. The only Mustang on the floor right now who has scored in this game.
Just goes to show you what kind of rotation they run.
And it's a little bit different seeing one player dominate the scoring so much for the Mustangs, as they usually, what they're really about is not one star scoring all their points. Although Jordan Miller can be that star, they really rely on points from everyone, especially their bench.
Yeah, they have 4 guys averaging over 10 points per game right now. Jordan Miller, Nick Smith, Matt Zager, and Lavion West.
Lavion West having a really big year. As Cougars put up a 3, but the ball will go out of bounds, and that'll be
Mustang's ball.
Mustang ball off of one of the Cougars.
Kind of a timeout here from Sioux Falls.
All right, so we're going to throw it to break. For Mustang basketball, you are listening to KSSU.
Marathon Hero.
I want to help people. I want to make a difference. I want to get things done. Could I be a hero?
She had to apply.
I should give this a try.
There she met people who shared her passion, people who wanted to make change, people who joined AmeriCorps. They cleaned beaches, they helped wildlife. Together they served, together they made a difference. Together they were heroes.
In AmeriCorps, you can be a hero too.
Join AmeriCorps.
And we're back here at the RA facility. The score 12-10. Mustangs on top. As the Mustangs do have the ball, Giddings trying to find an open lane. Getting swarmed by the Cougar defenders. The Cougars stealing the ball away. As the Mustangs are running a pretty guard-heavy composition, with the only forward being Lavion West and kind of William Giddings. As West does come up with the rebound, and the Mustangs go the other way. Jordan Miller drives in. There's going to be a foul on the ground. Guessing that'll be a shove by Moffitt. And that'll be a reach.
Both teams have already committed 5 fouls. Still got a long ways to go in this half.
Still 11 minutes and 23 seconds left in this half. We're going to be going to the bonus soon here. As the Mustangs look to inbound the ball. Jordan Miller looking for somewhere to go. He goes outside to West, and there's a 3 that'll just rattle out by Jordan Miller. Cougars coming back down the floor. Dixon up top. Passes it out, fakes the 3. Right back to Dixon. And he'll try to set up.
Both teams running zone. Making the other team make their shots, and so far we haven't seen too much of that so far.
And a drive inside, fakes the 3. That'll be a pretty looking backboard shot, high off the backboard, and it'll go in, tying up the game at 12-12. Those will be the first points for Derek Brown. Jordan Miller goes inside, and it'll be Mustang ball as it was blocked out of bounds.
Miller was looking for a foul there.
Budenhagen will go out for Jamel Barnes. Mustangs look to inbound. That'll go out to Barnes. He'll be in the corner trying to find his way back to the top, and that'll be a little bit of a touch foul there on Kalpinski.
So far, Mustangs have only had 3 players score, which is definitely not the distribution we're used to seeing. Jordan Miller has 5, Lavion West has 5, and Tramel Barnes has 2.
I think the one good thing you can say out of all this is at least Tramel Barnes is getting his points in. He usually is very much a pass-first guard, as you can see as he drives in. Giddings couldn't handle it, though, and dropped the ball. Dixon coming back the other way, nearly loses the ball. It's going to go outside. That's going to be just off the back of the rim, but the Cougars recover the missed shot by Derek Brown.
Offensive rebounds are going to kill you if you're the Mustangs.
Mustangs struggling with rebounding all year so far. Something they didn't have to worry about last year, but it looked like a good steal by Lavion West.
Timeout on the floor.
And that'll be a timeout. So we're going to throw it to break. For Mustang basketball, this is KSSU. We're back here at the RA facility. The score tied at 12 with 9 minutes and 56 seconds to go after the media timeout. Mustangs tied with the Cougars here, and it'll be Cougar ball down low after Lavion West knocked it out of bounds.
So something to emphasize the poor shooting that we've seen so far. Mustangs 0 for 5 from 3, and Sioux Falls 0 for 4.
And three-point shooting has been a staple this year for the Mustangs with the amount of guards that they have been running. And they really need to see the outside shooting pick up if they're going to want to take a big lead here. Dixon gets it in low. That'll be a crazy and one prayer. Keith Cutler will go to the line.
They're finally able to find the inside pass with the Mustangs not having any big inside players there. Able to get the ball in as the shot clock was winding down for the easy lay-in. Or not so easy with the foul.
And Bernard Birch will go out. He's getting in a little bit of foul trouble, and Bigler will try to keep him on the bench to protect him as they need his guard play. But that'll be a rebound off of the free throw, which is not something that the Mustangs let happen often. And the Cougars will set up top with Dixon running the point. Ball inside, Maxwell looking for somewhere to go. Dixon back out, 14 seconds on the shot clock. A wild dribble. Zager on the floor. But it'll be a jump ball. It's Patrick Coughlin sacrificing his body to get that ball away from the Mustangs after Zager's big play. But that'll leave the Cougars with 6 seconds to get a shot off on the clock. Ball's out to Dixon. Dixon will drive. Tries to pass it. Coughlin can't handle the pass.
Zager got a finger on that, kind of redirected it just enough to make it hard for the Sioux Falls player there to get his hands on it.
And Barnes, Condon, West, Zager, and Giddings all in. So once again, a small lineup for the Mustangs. Zager trapped in the corner, but he gets it outside to Barnes, who will look to go inside. That's a three. That's no good by Sean Condon. He's been struggling with the three this year.
West goes for the tip in, but a little too strong, high off the glass.
And Condon brought in for his three. Oh, and there will be a three for the Cougars, and that'll go in. Keith Cutler. And that'll be a timeout, so we're going to throw it to a break. Score 12-17 with the Cougars on top. For Mustang basketball, you're watching KSSU.
Will I always be working weekends just to stay out of debt?
Is a great college for our kids?
Out of the question?
Is the American dream
Out of our reach?
Not if we can help it. We're the National Endowment for Financial Education, a non-profit organization dedicated to helping people just like you get smart about their money. Log on to smartaboutmoney.org today and start taking control of your financial life.
We're back in the RA facility as the Cougars are up 17-12 on the Mustangs. And the shooting has been pretty poor today, Adam.
Yeah, the Mustangs only shooting 33% right now, 4 of 12 from the field. They do have 6 fast break points, but only 5 points off the bench, so that's not something we're used to seeing from the Mustangs as they miss another shot down low. And Sioux Falls has 10 of their 17 points in the paint. Another thing to go towards the Mustangs, needing to do a little bit more to keep the ball outside.
And Condon with a big steal down low, but Cougars were draped all over him. And it looks like they called a timeout, so the Mustangs are going to have the ball when we come back. Score 12-17. Cougars on top. For Mustang basketball, you're listening to KSSU.
626,000 investors.
That's how many people SIPC has helped since 1970.
Over $15 billion.
That's how much SIPC has made it possible for investors to recover.
SIPC.
That's the Securities Investor Protection Corporation.
An investor's first line of defense in the unlikely event that a brokerage firm fails.
SIPC, for real people, like me.
And you.
And we're back in the RA facility. Score 17-12, SMSU trailing the Cougars with 8 minutes and 12 seconds left in the half. And the Mustangs will go back to their starting lineup, minus Tremel Barnes. Or excuse me, minus Bernard Birch, as he is in foul trouble. And Condon will try to make a crazy shot, but he gets fouled as the Cougar defender was draped over his back, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Pretty much pivoting every single which way he could find there before he finds an open shot. Condon hasn't got off to a very good start this season either. He is only shooting 2 of 15 from three-point distance.
And it's a startling number considering that he was brought on the team, much like Budenhagen, to shoot three-pointers and to really space the floor, and he really hasn't been doing that for the Mustangs.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're getting open looks if you can't knock the shots down.
And he does make the second free throw, and he'll go to the bench. Lavion West will come in. So Mustangs getting a little bit of a bigger lineup than they've been running. And they will full court press.
And this is something that you can't do if you're not making baskets. So the Mustangs shooting pretty poor so far, only 31% as of right now. If you want to run fast full court press on defense, you can't do that if you're not making any baskets.
That's a big block, Lavion West.
And then we get a blocking foul.
That'll go the other way, and the Mustangs are in the bonus now, so Lavion will go to the line. Lavion been hitting some big free throws this year, really upping his percentage last year. Shot just above 60%.
Yeah, and so far he is hitting 82% of his free throws.
And he'll miss that one, but he'll get his own rebound.
Cougars coach not very happy about that blocking foul down the other end.
And Barnes trying to make something happen, nearly loses the ball, but the ball will go inside and be tipped away, and the Cougars will recover it. Jordan Miller's looking for Nick Smith, but kind of an errant pass as he threw it into 3 defenders.
Good contest of that shot there.
That'll be another foul. That'll put West right back on the line. That'll be a foul on Goffney.
9th team foul already for the Cougars. Still got 7 minutes and 11 seconds left. We're going to be in the double bonus here pretty soon for the Mustangs.
And West on the line. See if he can improve his free throw shooting so far today.
Pretty good turnout here from the fans.
Yeah, for the first game of the year, and it being a whiteout, not as much white as you would expect, but we can really say that the SMSU basketball team does put fans on in the stands.
Hopefully this is just the start of a nice, long, successful season. We like to see as many people out here as we can supporting the Mustangs in person.
Yeah, and the Mustangs trying to go to 400 this game, and big block by Nick Smith, and he'll pick up the ball off the rebound.
What is going to 400 there, Spencer?
Or going to 500. They'll be 4-4 on the season if they can win this game. I'll put them at 500.
Ooh. Nick Smith wasn't ready for that one. West.
And that's actually the third ball that's hit Nick Smith in the hands, and he's kind of dropped it. I'm wondering if he's having a little bit of first game of the season home game jitters.
Well, to be fair, West drove to the hoop there. Looked like he was about to go up for the shot, and no look past it to Smith. I just don't think he was ready. But when you're a big man and inside like that, you got to have your hands up ready to catch those passes if the slasher is ready to dish the ball out.
And Nick Smith is actually kind of an all-purpose center. He can shoot the ball outside, but he's really needed on the low block. So he does most of his work inside, and he actually has really good hands, and it's kind of surprising to see him miss so many passes, especially this early in the game. That's a big three outside, and Derek Brown will hit it for the Cougars. Score 20-13. Mustangs down with 6 minutes left to go in the half. Budenhagen takes a nice short jumper, and he'll hit that. Maybe get the Mustangs momentum going and see if they can get some shots on the basket to fall in.
Jordan Budenhagen has a killer jump shot. He played intramural basketball last year because he was redshirted for the team here, and I got to see him up close and personal going off.
Oh yeah, and in those intramural games, he was not afraid to shoot it from half court. He would just drain them as soon as he got over the half court line.
So hopefully he can bring some of that here to the Mustangs official team. And
I
the
think that'll be
referees have to discuss what the call is going to be.
Look like might be a 5-second call. That's excellent Mustang defense. No, they're going to give the Cougars a timeout, and we'll keep it here. Let's talk about what the Mustangs have done so far. The big issue here, I think, has been their shooting. They've been shooting pretty poorly, and they've kind of been turning the ball over a bit.
Yeah, they have 8 turnovers so far. Not something you like to see. That's not very good for 15 minutes of basketball. 0 for 6 now on 3-pointers. Only 5 of 8 from the line. Again, one positive is that they are in the bonus. The next one will put them in the double for the rest of the way out for the rest of this half. So could see more attempts or more opportunities for getting to the free throw line, taking some shots. Keeping it pretty even on rebounds. Mustangs have 11 to the Cougars 12. So they're hanging in there all right with that. And they do have 3 block shots. So they're doing what they can down the defensive end. They're getting some rebounds, keeping it pretty even there, and they are getting some blocks. They just got to stop turning the ball over and take some higher percentage shots.
And most coaches say the number you want to be at is about 12 turnovers. And Lavion West with a huge block, and it'll bounce off of Kelpinski, and it'll be Mustang ball down low.
If you're having trouble rebounding, just don't give him the shot. Give him the opportunity to get the shot off.
And Birch will take the ball up as he is back in. He's been in a little bit of foul trouble and hasn't seen as many minutes as he usually does. And that'll be a missed shot by Condon.
Good rebound.
And it looks like Giddings will get the ball in. The score will be 17-20 with 4 minutes and 47 seconds left in the half. Mustangs running a very small lineup right now with both of their big three-point shooters coming off the bench with Sean Condon and Jordan Budenhagen. And the Cougars taking advantage of that small lineup.
Got a foul on the floor.
There is a foul on the floor, but Alex Roby taking it in on Budenhagen. He has about 7 inches on Budenhagen, so really taking advantage of that matchup and drawing the foul.
Cougars are only 2 of 4 so far from the line, so we'll see if we can knock down these.
And he'll hit the first one on the 1-and-1. So he'll go back to the line to shoot his second.
4:28 here left in the first half.
And here we'll see the second shot. That'll be good. So that'll be a 5-point lead, 22-17, with the Cougars on top. And the Mustangs tentatively, or untentatively.
And there he is.
Budo hitting a big 3, showing off his range. He did not hesitate to pop that right in the face of the Cougar defender. That's one thing Jordan Budenhagen can do, is absolutely shoot the ball. I remember back in the Disney tournament when the Mustangs were down by 12 at one point. He hit 2 threes in 2 consecutive possessions to put the Mustangs right back into the game, and they ended up winning.
Came in today 9 of 19 from three-point land and knocking down that one. Now he's at 50% for the season. Can't complain about that, and we do have a travel.
50% is NBA number type of three-point shooting. Really, Budenhagen's only weakness is his defense. And a big play by Bernard Birch, sneaking a little layup in there.
Even with the shot contested and the defender getting a little bit of ball, he's able to power through it and on his way back down to the ground, get the shot off and just barely get it to roll over the rim.
Bernard Birch, 190 pounds at only 5'11". He's a tank. And if you don't put a steady hand on that ball, he will just force it up over you.
And there he pokes the ball away. Cougars will maintain possession, but with only 9 seconds left on the shot clock.
And something to say about Bernard Birch is he was NSIC's Defensive Player of the Year last year, mostly because of his steals. And he does put up a huge defensive presence, and that's why it's so important for him to stay out of foul trouble, because of his perimeter defense is so strong.
One positive is we have not seen Nick Smith pick up another foul here. 3 minutes left in the game, or in the first half. Yes.
And as the shot clock expires.
And even though the Mustangs were clearly going to be in possession of that missed shot, the referees do stop it for the shot clock violation.
Barnes will take the ball up for the Mustangs after the shot clock violation. Zager forces
pass
it
inside
and no good by Nick Smith. Looks like they're calling over the back foul on Barnes.
Nick Smith got a little too anxious there on that lay-in attempt.
And their second leading scorer, Nick Smith, is actually scoreless today. And you have to think that a lot of that has to do with having to play defense on James Rader, but you usually don't see him without at least 10 points a game. And Condon will come down with the rebound after the missed free throw. The score tied at 22 apiece. And Zager just gives up the ball. That'll be a good timeout by the Cougars, and they'll pick up the ball. We go to the break, 22-22. And for Mustang basketball, this is KSSU.
Hey, Barrett! Look, Timmy's in trouble again. I told you to stay out of here! Come on, loser! Someone should do something. Boy, you never see that happen.
If you see abuse or neglect, learn what you can do at BeHumane.org.
And we're back with Mustangs tied with the Cougars at 22 with 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go. And we'll throw it to Adam, and he'll have some stats for us on the game so far.
Still struggling from three-point land, both teams. Budenhagen was able to knock down that three for the Mustangs a couple possessions ago. That was their first of the game. 1 of 7 so far. Their field goal percentage has come up a little bit as well. They are 8 of 19, 42%. 9 turnovers on the game so far. Both teams are in the bonus. We're at 2.5 minutes left for this first half.
And there's a three-pointer put up, rattling out by Roby. And the Mustangs will take it back the other way. West will take it up top. Throws out to Condon. Condon looks somewhere to drive, but
a lot of contact there. Gonna get a foul.
And there's a big push. And you think if you're David Maxwell, there's no need to push Condon. He's a much smaller player. And he'll be on the line for 2. Kind of a costly foul.
Yeah, not something you want to see. Pointless foul out there on the perimeter.
And the first one for Condon is good. Condon, although struggling from the field this season, comes to the line this game. Tries to put some numbers up off of the bench, and he'll hit both of them. Score will be 24-22. Mustangs run a full court press, but the Cougars will just run it up over half court. And they'll throw it outside, really breaking this zone down. And that'll be a wide open 3, and that'll go down for Derek Brown. The Cougars really picked apart that zone with some really good ball movement.
Oh, yep. And there's a push.
And it looked like Jordan Miller's lobbing to Lavion West for the dunk. But there's going to be a shove in the back, so he'll go to the line for 2. Jordan Miller last year was the big play passer for the Mustangs, really throwing up a lot of lobs for West and for Giddings. And we saw some really cool throwdowns.
A fairly rare miss so far this season for Lavion West. Missed that first one, but it is a 1-and-1, so gets one more shot here.
West will hit his second one as it gets a little shooter's touch roll, and it'll roll over the front of the rim. With under 2 minutes to play, score is tied at 25. As the Cougars look to set something up, as well take some time off of the clock. They go out to Dixon. If they play this right, they can get enough time. Oh, nearly falls over as he collects the ball, and Dixon will shoot a 3 with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Mustangs will rebound and take it the other way. That'll be the ball to Condon as West nearly had the ball stolen away. Miller looking to drive. He takes it inside and
can't get it. Thought he got fouled on the arm there going to the basket.
Very well contested shot. Might have been a foul, but the refs will let it go.
It's not a foul if the whistle doesn't get blown.
Seems like kind of a no blood, no foul kind of game as Dixon tries to run out the shot clock a little bit so the Mustangs will have less time on their last possession.
Yeah, there's a 10-second difference between the game game clock and the shot clock.
And it looked like Jordan Miller was about to get a big block, and that'll be a charge. Bigler really emphasizes the charge in his practices. He really likes to see his players.
It seemed like that could have been a questionable call to me. But as a whistle, there's a foul. Same way as no whistle, no foul. So if the refs are going to call it, then.
I mean, that is something that Bigler really works with his boys for, really sacrifice their bodies for the game.
And that's the kind of thing you need to do if you're running a smaller lineup on defense.
Condon will shoot 3 as the clock winds down.
And they're not going to get a shot off.
And that'll be the half to score, tied at 25. Mustangs and the Cougars.
Low scoring first half.
Yeah, very low scoring first half and low field goal percentage. We'll see if we can see a few more points on the board in our next half for Mustang basketball. This is KSSU. Welcome back to the RA facility where the score is tied 25-25 with Mustangs and the Cougars at the same score, obviously. So we're gonna send it. We're gonna send it over to Adam for the other scores around the NSIC.
Yeah. So far tonight, Bemidji State defeated Crookston 90-58. St. Cloud State destroyed Minnesota Duluth 97-68 in an upset. Upper Iowa just barely toppled the Winona State 64-63. Winona State was actually ranked in the top.
They were number 1 to win the NSIC this year.
Yeah, and I believe that they were ranked 11th in the country coming into today's game. So they fell to Upper Iowa. Augustana defeated Wayne State 72-66, and currently in progress we have the University of Mary and Minot State both tied at 28, and that will do it for now.
All right, so those were the games around the NSIC, and that Wayne State game, a big game, as the number 1 in the conference.
Winona.
Winona falls to Upper Iowa. So let's talk about this game, though. What do the Mustangs have to do to win this game going in?
Shoot better. Got to shoot better. And we talked about Jordan Miller at the top of the game. Coming into the season only shooting 34%. So far, 1 of 7 from the field. Not very good. 0 for 4 from three-point distance. He is 3 of 3 from the field, from the free throw stripe. And he has 5 points total on the game, but not shooting very well from the field. As a team as a whole, still only shooting 38%. Sioux Falls not any better, 36%, but they have at least hit 3 3-pointers. Both teams struggling from the free throw stripe as well. Mustangs only at 67% and Sioux Falls at 57%. So kind of been an ugly first half.
Yeah, and one thing you can say that's good for the Mustangs is their bench is shooting almost 100% from the floor, with all their starters really struggling to shoot, as they will have the starters coming in for the second half, and really need to see the starters get a little bit more production. And Jordan Miller tried to take the ball in, and he'll get a nice shot off the backboard. He wanted a foul, but the Mustangs are up 27-25. And the Cougars trying to work it in low to Raider, but they're not finding any openings.
Jordan Miller looked good on that last possession. He seemed to be just slowing down just a step, as we see Nick Smith get a block and tie it up, get a jump ball. But Cougars will keep it. But Jordan Miller just kind of seemed to slow down a little bit on that drive to the hoop. Sometimes when you're struggling, you start working a little too quick, ahead of yourself, trying to make something happen. Can slow the game down in your head, can make it a lot more effective for you.
And the Cougars will look to set it down low, and Raider will get a nice layup inside, and that'll tie the game up at 27. And the Mustangs trying to work it inside to Nick Smith, but Zager will cut in. He'll miss the shot, but Smith will pick it up and he'll draw the foul. Nick Smith will go to the line for 2.
James Rader leading the Sioux Falls Cougars in scoring so far this season at 13.5 points per game. But tonight he only has 2 points so far. 1 of 2 from the field.
Nick Smith really doing a good job defending Rader and keeping him from scoring. And Nick Smith on the line last year shot about 78%, but this year has struggled, especially during the Disney tournament. I believe he was shooting 40% from the free throw line during that tournament. But he does make both here. And that'll put 2 on the board for Nick Smith, and he's tying his counterpart in Raider. Cougars look to set up on top. Looking inside for Raider, can't find anything. And they'll just push it back outside, fakes the shot, drives in. Moffitt will find nowhere to go. as the shot clock winds down. Rader will try to drive in.
Ooh.
And Bernard Birch can't believe it. He's getting called for a hold.
Certainly looked like he had the ball before it even got out of Rader's hands, like he tied him up on the way up. He is whistled for the foul, though.
He definitely wanted to jump ball, giving the ref a little bit of a nasty look. But Rader will go to the line to shoot. And the shot is up and no good. Looks like Goffney trying to calm him down. He's a little bit rattled on that last play. Rader's second shot is good, and that'll make the score 29-28 with the Mustangs on top. 18 minutes left in the game. Barnes with a rare drive inside. His shot will be off.
That's not a good possession. Point guard takes it all the way up the court, and before he even looks anywhere to pass, drives straight to the hoop, misses the layup.
And that's not usually Mustang basketball. They really thrive in the half-court setting. And the shot is up and no good from the three-pointer by Goffney. And the Mustangs will look to run with it. Zager with a great spin move inside, and he'll lay the ball up for two.
Mustangs do like to get up and down.
Rader faking the three, goes inside.
Oof, a lot of contact there.
Roby really hesitated. If he would have gone up with it right away, he probably would have had the easy bucket as he's wide open, but really heard footsteps and kind of paused, and that allowed the Mustangs to get back on D. That'll be another foul on Goffney. And he'll come out as has 3 fouls on him for the night. They'll try to protect him as we start this second half. Miller will look to inbound it for the Mustangs as Condon and Giddings come in. Barnes driving in, kicks it out to Giddings. Giddings trying to find some space, but he's stopped by Roby. Favion West inside.
Get a charge.
That'll be a charge. And it didn't work out that time, but you really got to say Lavion West has been playing a great game so far, putting up good points for the Mustangs.
And he's been doing a good job of contesting and blocking shots on the defensive end.
And that's one thing that West really does, is he really bothers other players with his length. He's about 6'7", but his arms are just very long, and he's really been hitting the weights too. He doesn't.
Has he?
No, I know it doesn't seem like he does, but last year he was looking, I wouldn't say soft, but his arms now are a lot more toned, and you can tell that he's really built up some muscle, and his three-point shot has been better because of it.
He still has those toothpick-like legs, but it gets the job for him. Gets the job done for him, because he sure can get up and go after those alley-oops and block those shots.
And Jordan Miller goes in for a layup, and that's something you want to see. Miller not just settling for those long three-pointers. You really want to see your star player getting inside and creating opportunities for himself.
Yeah. And the possession before that, I was going to make a comment that the Mustangs had 5 guys standing out on the perimeters, standing on the three-point line, when that was the possession that West drove and picked up the charging foul. But they just had 5 guys standing on the line like they're doing now. They don't have any true inside presence. But you got to try to spread the floor a little bit better, I would think.
And there will be a foul. I believe Condon will go to the line. We'll have some substitutions here. As Jordan Miller goes out. And it looks like, no, Condon will go out as well, so it'll be on, the foul will be on the ground. And Birch will also come in, as well as Zager and Nick Smith. Zager will take the ball out of bounds. And he'll look to drive. Missed a wide open Nick Smith and then threw the ball away to Roby.
Kind of threw that ball and nobody.
Roby will take it from up top. Back to Dixon. It looks like they're really trying to work the ball down low, and there will be a drive by Dixon. He'll have nowhere to go with it as the Mustang defenders draped all over him. Birch will head the other way. Birch kicks it down to Nick Smith, and he'll find an opening, but he'll miss the shot. That's not a shot you'll see him miss often. Cougars look to run. Fakes the three from outside.
And a foul out on the perimeter for the drive. I like that last possession for the Mustangs, though. When you have Nick Smith in there, you have some sort of inside presence. He sets that high screen. It's a screen and roll, and he cuts to the basket, able to get him the ball inside. Even though he doesn't convert on the shot, it's a huge change of pace from having 4 guards and a questionable forward out there standing out on the perimeter of the three-point line just waiting to take a shot.
And that really has been the big weakness for the Mustangs without being able to run with Susan Guth. They just don't have the inside presence at all times unless they have Nick Smith. So it's very good that they're utilizing him when he is getting his minutes in.
And as we speak, he comes out of the game.
So they'll go right back to their nearly all guard lineup.
Yeah, as we've said, Lavion West is 6'7", but he is quite the stick man.
He is a shooting guard at heart.
Yeah.
Small forward, maybe.
Kind of like Darius Miles, if you remember him, from the Clippers and the Portland Trailblazers.
Oh, going a little old school.
I'm an older man.
And the Cougars, with 12 seconds left on the shot clock, trying to find an opening in this Mustang defense. And Dixon will take a wild jumper, but that'll go in. Very well contested. Nothing you can do about that. That's just a good shot.
And the Cougars take their first lead of the second half here now, with coming up on 14 minutes left here in the game.
Oh, and a huge crossover, but Birch loses the ball. There's another crossover.
Oh,
that'll be a charge.
Another charge.
West does not like the call. He's pleading with the ref. The ref is not hearing it. Go back the other way.
The closer official might have disagreed with that call initially because Mustangs coach Brad Bigler kind of looked at him like, you didn't call the charge, you were calling a block. But the referee closer to the play overrules and say that it was a charge.
So the Cougars will have the ball as they will take out West and replace him with Nick Smith once again. And Jordan Miller will come on the floor, as well as Jordan Budenhagen. And Dixon pushed all the way up to half court, this stifling Mustang defense. And that's a good kick out to Dixon, who'll take the three, and he'll be just off the mark. Zager will get it, and he's looking to run. He'll take it all the way down and lay it up for Mustang, 2 points. Cougars looking to run back the other way with the score tied 35-35 with just over 13 minutes to go in the game. They'll work it inside.
And traveling called.
That was a really good look by the ref. He just moved his pivot foot down low. Sometimes the officials don't catch that when they do the power dribble to go up into their shot.
Yeah, you really have to be paying attention because it is a very quick shuffle of the feet to get that better position for that leverage. So a good call there by the referee.
So we do have the score tied at 35 as Birch comes down the floor with the ball. Mustangs set up high as Birch tries to make a dangerous pass into Zager. But the Cougars will come up with the ball. Cougars trying to find a way through this defense. Rader faking the three. He does have that outside range. He's a lot like Nick Smith, where he can hit from anywhere on the floor. Rader backing down. And he'll take a big shot and he'll miss. Good defense by Nick Smith. And sometimes for big men, it's really hard to keep your hands up there as Birch misses his shot without fouling. But a lot of times you just have to stick your hands straight up and try not to foul when a big man's coming at you.
Yeah, it was a nice move by Rader to get Smith going the wrong way, but he was able to recover quickly and still contest the shot.
That'll be Maxwell with the shot, and he'll take that.
The last two possessions by the Mustangs have been the exact same thing. Birch comes down, drives to the left, gets to the hoop, but first time kicked it out, turned it over in this last shot. He thought he was fouled, but he ended up missing the layup and turning it over there.
And Jordan Miller getting bailed out down low. It didn't look like he had a very good angle on the basket, but he was pushed going into his shot. And actually they'll call it on the floor. And Lavion West and Giddings will come back into the game as well as Tramel Barnes. And Barnes couldn't handle the pass inside by Jordan Miller. And Condon will look to drive, and he'll get the ball stolen away or pickpocketed right out of his hands by Derek Brown. The ball will go inside to Rader. Rader looks to go back out with it as he tries to get position on the smaller Sean Condon. Maxwell up top. Derek Brown. Back out to Rader, takes a long three. That'll be off the mark. Trying to show off his range, but not the shot you're looking for if you're the Cougars. That'll be a push. They'll call that on A.J. Holland. Jordan Miller will take it out and low.
Both teams have been shooting a little bit better here in the second half. Mustangs still abysmal from three-point distance, only 1 of 8. Sioux Falls is 4 of 14, coming up on 30%.
The one thing you can say about the Mustangs that they've done well is they've been working it down low a lot more. And right as I say that, Jordan Miller pops up a three and nails it.
And that's what he needed.
Jordan Miller really getting going in the second half. And that's one thing about Jordan Miller's game is he really likes to shoot those threes, and that's what the scouting report says about him. And teams will really guard him on the outside, but once he starts working it inside, you have to realize he has a big first step, and he can get around you. And once he can get you to start guarding him a little off of him, he can just pop that shot up. Took a nice little dribble, step back, and then fired it up and hit the three.
Yeah, if he can just heat up, he can be really deadly from outside, but he's just been so off.
Speaking of off, Derek Brown with a big air ball. Ball nearly saved as he knocks over the camera crew's chairs over off the side of the sideline. And the Mustangs will have possession. 38-37, SMSU on top. 10 minutes, 20 seconds left in the game.
Very low scoring. And both coaches are just content with letting him go. We haven't seen a single stoppage of play so far here.
And that'll be a ball inside to Barnes. Barnes looking to post up, and he puts it up over the taller defender in Robert Goffney. It's a big play by Barnes, who's usually a pass first guard, especially when he's in the paint.
And he tips that pass away. It goes out of bounds.
Barnes really fired up here. And we'll take a media timeout. So we'll go to the break score, 40-37 with the Mustangs on top. For Mustang basketball, this is KSSU.
Like all new parents, my husband and I want what's best for our baby. When it came to immunizations, I wanted the facts. So I carefully researched vaccines talking to pediatricians and other experts and asking tough questions. The answer was obvious. Vaccines like those against measles and influenza are not only a good idea, they could save our daughter's life. Take the time to get the facts. Vaccines save lives.
And we're back in the RA facility with 30 seconds left in the media timeout. The score 40-37 with 9 minutes, 46 seconds left to go in the game. Jordan Miller has really gotten fired up this half.
Yeah, he wasn't shooting very well at halftime, but so far he has 12 points in the game now. He is 4 of 10 from the field, so he is picking it up a little bit. He had 5 points at halftime, so 7 points already here in the first 10 minutes and 14 seconds of the second half.
And they really need somebody to provide that spark, because usually the Mustangs can score from anywhere, but it looks like besides a few players on their bench, they've really been shooting poorly. So to see one guy really step up for their team and put some points on, that really builds momentum and can help SMSU take a bigger lead going further into this game. And the Cougars will start with the ball.
Mustangs actually have a little bit bigger lineup in now with Giddings and West and Smith. The 3 tallest players all in at once.
And they'll find the one small player in Jordan Budenhagen. And Roby will take it right over him. Roby's actually really, and it looks like they'll call a technical. And Budenhagen will go to the line. I didn't see who got the foul.
They called it on number 4, Jerry Dixon. He said something to the referee that he did not approve of.
And Budenhagen, absolutely perfect from the field and the line so far. And hits a second free throw. Budenhagen putting some quality points down with 7 points already in this game. And as well as he has been playing, number 5, Alex Roby, has been taking advantage of that size difference, and he's been driving in. So they really need to help out Budo as he is 7. Oh, and a
nice.
huge spin move by Nick Smith.
That's the inside presence that that big center gives you.
And Budo in the zone coming up top. Roby trying to get back towards the center so he can find a better matchup. You can tell they're trying to work it so they can work that matchup between him and Budo. As you can see, Roby down low, they're trying to find him. And Maxwell will try to take it inside.
Oh, swatted.
Absolute swatting. Birch will pick up the ball. 44-39, Mustangs with a 5-point lead. 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game, and Birch will find a free layup, but he'll get fouled as he drives in, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Defense turns into offense, especially in basketball.
And after that big swat, Birch found a wide open lane and took it. And that's the kind of aggressiveness you want to see out of Birchu. In his first about year and a half, he was very much a pass-first point guard. But in his last semester and this year, he's been looking to drive to the hoop and create some offense for himself. And he'll make the first free throw.
As you mentioned, he's a very good defender out on the perimeter, which leads to more easy points. You can get a steal, turn around and turn that into a fast break layup.
And that is also where most of your and one opportunities for SMSU will come from, as their down low players really don't, look for. They don't really have as much of a down low game as they usually do in the last few years. And that's that was kind of an errant shot by Keith Cutler. It looks like he really forced that and didn't want to shoot it. And there's absolutely no stopping Lavion West as he comes in and makes the easy layup.
Great move to the hoop there. We got a timeout from Sioux Falls.
All right, and after the timeout, it's 48-39, 9-point lead for SMSU as we go to the break. For Mustang basketball, this is KSSU.
When you donate goods in response to an international disaster, it's expensive.
They have to cross the sea, pass through customs, be inspected, sorted, then finally delivered.
And often they arrive too late to help, making your good intentions feel a little empty.
There is a better way. Cash donations are fast, simple, and allow professional relief workers to purchase supplies close at hand.
Cash is best. Learn more at CIDI.org.
And we're back at the RA facility. The score 48-39 with the Mustangs on top with just under 8 minutes to go in this game. And the Mustangs have found their offense in the second half, and a lot of it is coming from their bench.
Bench has contributed 18 points. Actually not that huge of a margin. Sioux Falls has actually gotten 26 points from their bench. Jordan Miller has been the leading scorer now for the Mustangs. Tremel Barnes, he started today. He has 4 points. Birch has 6. West has 6. Nick Smith has 4. So they're getting some contribution from the bench, but they're, especially with Jordan Miller stepping up here in the second half and taking control of the game, their starters have really been showing up as the game progresses.
And I think one of the big stories here is their second leading scorer, Jordan Budenhagen, providing a lot of offense and not just points. His field goal percentage has been perfect.
Yeah, 9 guys have seen the floor today for the Mustangs. Budenhagen has seen the fewest, and he is second in points.
That's really using your minutes wisely. Rader will drive in on Nick Smith.
Oh.
And that'll be a foul. Rader will go to the line. Nick Smith doesn't like that call at all. Especially, he can't really afford the fouls right now, as I believe he has 3 fouls.
Yeah, it is his third.
I wouldn't be surprised if Bigler took him out of the game, and it looks like Jordan Miller's going to be tagging him out here quick. Rader will get that in. And no, they decide to leave Nick Smith in, and they'll just change out all their guards with Miller, Tremel Barnes, and Zager coming in for the Mustangs. Rader will make his second, so the score will be 48-41, 7-point difference with 7 minutes and 36 seconds to go in the game.
Looking to trap up here now are the Cougars.
Kind of feeling the pressure of the clock. The Cougars starting to play a lot tighter D. That's a big three by Jordan Miller. Jordan Miller from the parking lot showing off that infinite range.
Good patience from the Mustangs, just passing the ball back and forth. Looking to break down the defense as they rotate around on that, trying to make the trap.
Oh, and that might be the 4th foul for Nick Smith as he gets called for a reach. Yep, and now he'll be in big trouble. And they're going to take him out and put Sean Condon in, which means Lavion West at 6'7" will be their big player in right now.
Now would be a time for the Cougars to go to James Rader.
But no, they bail him out with a long 3. Very well contested. That was kind of it looked a little bit like a frustration shot by A.J. Holland. They definitely could have found a better shot than that. Mustangs just looking to pass around to work the clock a little. Has a big pass down low. And West will get hammered driving. That was a great look by Sean Condon to find the open man. Sean Condon coming in on his first year playing for SMSU, and he has absolutely been fearless with the basketball, not afraid to shoot, not afraid to drive, and he's been finding the open passes, especially this game today.
And it leads to a drive by West, who gets fouled hard. Almost made that layup still.
Yeah, a very pretty reverse shot, too. West will look to hit his second free throw, and he will. That'll bring the lead up to 12 points, biggest lead of the game for SMSU. Score 53-41 with 6 minutes, 24 seconds left in the game, as the Cougars look to find some offense here that has been a little stagnant in the second half.
I really feel like the Cougars should be trying to get the ball inside the Raider right now.
And that was a big block down low.
Raider is 6'8", 225. Mustangs, the only player that they have that matches up with him is Nick Smith. And Nick Smith is currently out of the game with 4 fouls.
And the Mustangs, with huge momentum, will go into the break with a 55-41 lead. And we'll take a break as well for Mustang basketball. This is KSSU.
Alone, our reach is limited. No matter how great our intentions, on our own, we can only stretch so far. But at Rotary, we believe the right group of people working together can make our communities, our world, a better place. Rotary, humanity in motion.
And we're back in the RA facility. The score 55-41 with the Mustangs on top. 14 points is their biggest lead so far. With just under 6 minutes to go, how can they control this game further and really stop the Cougars from making any kind of comeback here?
Yeah, the Mustangs have really been able to pick up the pace of their game here in the second half. They're shooting a lot better. I think they just need to keep on doing what they're doing. There is 6 minutes left, so you don't want to get too complacent and try to just burn the clock down. Just keep doing what's been working for you. I'd rather see them move it to a 20-point lead than go slow and let the Cougars get back into this a little bit.
So basically, just keep trying to push the lead rather than milking what you already have.
Yep. I think with a 14-point lead, you need to be aggressive and.
And this is why you need to be aggressive, because Cougars coming out of that timeout, looks like the coach set up a good backdoor play. Derek Brown really took advantage of the defense. And Condon for 3, and he'll hit that one. Condon really providing good points off of the bench tonight. And the Cougars trying to set up an answer. Raider with the ball up top. They really need to get that down low to him. And he'll try to back down on Condon. A wild shot, but that'll be a foul. Condon kind of bailed him out. I mean, Derek Brown was under the hoop, had nowhere to go.
Raked him across the arms.
Yeah, threw up a prayer and was fouled.
Mustangs, though, it's like they hit a switch at halftime. They've been shooting a lot better here. They didn't have any three-pointers, or they had 1, and so far they've hit 3 others here.
And
in the second half.
It's really good to see Condon getting his points today and really getting going, because they're going to need him as the season progresses, as teams are going to be looking to Miller and Lavion West and Bernard Birch to really provide the points. They really need their backups to be able to shoot the ball.
That is the huge benefit of having 10 deep.
And the pass off of Nick Smith's foot, so the Cougars will take it back. Raider will try to back down Condon, and Condon actually stops the ball with his face. Good use of his whole body in that defensive possession. And Tramel Barnes dribbling off his knee. The game getting a little bit sloppy here as we head under 5 minutes. Condon, no fear from the outside, and he'll just miss that shot. And Zager had a wide open layup, maybe too wide open. And
I think he got pushed a little bit. No call. Still got to convert that right in front of the rim.
Zager, their second leading scorer from last year, he's got to make that. Raider trying to hit a three. And Condon coming up with what should have been a jump ball, but then stolen away by Brown. And there's a good fake inside, and there'll be a foul on the floor. And they'll be in the bonus, so he'll go to the line. That's A.J. Holland. And this is really where the Cougars have to get their points. When the game is at this point, when you're up by double digits, and there's not much time left on the clock, you have to take advantage of the points that you can get when the clock is stopped.
Definitely. Free throws, if the other team's going to let you get to the line and take free points, pretty much, if the clock stopped, like you said, you got to capitalize on that if you're trying to come back. And it's a double digits, it's only 13 points, very doable to see a comeback from this. Both teams are in the bonus.
And he'll make his first, which will allow him to move to his second shot, and we'll see if he can convert and bring it to 11. And he will. And the Cougars will press, but it's kind of a weak press with only 2 players staying back against 3 Mustangs. So the Mustangs will move the ball up and get a little bit of clock milk for them. And Birch will have a wide open shot. And an and one as Dixon fouls him, has an unnecessary foul as he gets to the rim.
Yeah, if you're going to foul him, make sure that they have to earn those points at the line and don't give him an easy layup. Kind of just reached in on him as he was going by him.
And the shot is good. So the score will be 61-47. All those points at the line that the Cougars accumulated are all for naught as we head into under the 4-minute mark. Cougars trying to find some kind of opening in the Mustang defense, and they really need to hurry up their offense. Dixon outside to Maxwell, who will miss the 3. Smith will come down with it. Jordan Miller taking over the point guard.
Good defense by Smith there as Dixon drives to the hoop. Smith rotates over, steps up, gets his hands up, and makes Dixon pass it outside, and the open 3 is missed.
And speaking of threes, Lavion West hitting a 3.
His 11th point of the night.
Lavion West last season, 17% from the 3-point line. It's good to see him hitting 3s this season. I believe he's 3 for 4 on the season.
Mustangs now, they are up 17. They do have under 3 minutes. We're at 2:35 and counting. They are milking the clock a little bit more now. A lot of contact on a drive.
And West wanted a foul, but he will have none, and the Cougars will come back. Mustangs in control of this one. If they do win this game, they'll, a big 3. That was a no fear kind of shot by Derek Brown as he sinks the absolute raindrop, and we'll have a timeout. We'll go to the break. Score 64-50. Mustangs on top. You're listening to Mustang Basketball on KSSU.
Cans, water bottles, and clothes. These forms of aid cost more to ship than you think. Cash donations provide immediate and effective relief to those who need it, without the shipping costs. If we all do our part, together, we can provide help across the world. To learn more, check out CIDI.org.
And we're back in the RA facility where the score is 64-50 with the Mustangs on top of the Cougars with 2 minutes, 18 seconds to go. Mustangs have this one, are in full control of their own destiny here. What do they need to do to keep this lead and win the game and put their total to 500 on the season?
Coming up on 2 minutes here, I think they pretty much have this one in the bag, unless they get really, really sloppy with the ball and the Cougars suddenly heat up. I don't see the Mustangs losing this home game. Derek Brown for Sioux Falls is really the only one that's been gotten going for them tonight. He's their leading scorer with 18 points. He's 4 of 7 from three-point land, 6 of 11 total from the field, 2 of 2 from the stripe. And so 18 points for him. Their next leading scorer is James Rader with only 7 points. So it's kind of been a one-man show tonight for the Cougars, which I think is why the Mustangs have been able to pull away. Brown just really hasn't gotten any help from anybody.
And Jordan Miller really doing a lot of no-look passing and fake passes, kind of getting a little bit fancy as we head down the stretch. And the Mustangs, pretty much as long as they don't allow a bunch of three-pointers and they don't foul, should have this one as we go under 2 minutes. And a rare jump shot by Bernard Birch, and that'll just rattle out. Bernard Birch's career high, he had 20 points last season. He actually was shooting fantastically from the three-point line and from the jumper, which is usually something he doesn't even consider shooting. As Dixon hits a three, bringing the score to 11. The Mustangs will look to pull it back and waste some of the clock. Birch drives in and is shoved on his way in.
And they will be shooting 2. That was the 10th team foul here for the University of Sioux Falls.
And now that they're in the double bonus, they'll be shooting 2 the rest of the way if the Cougars do decide to foul the rest of the way down the stretch. And the Mustangs will go up by 12 as West comes in for Nick Smith. And I would be surprised if we saw Nick Smith the rest of this game, as likely they're trying to save him from injury, as he is maybe the most important player for the Mustangs for the season, as he is their only real big threat down low.
Yeah, I can't imagine what we'd see for games and game planning coming out from the Mustangs if Nick Smith was not out there.
A lot of three-pointers. Cougars getting a little bit sloppy as they try to find something. Looks like Brown wants to shoot it himself.
And
that was just a little too aggressive by Lavion West. He wanted the big swat, but he was baited into jumping.
Yeah, good pump fake there.
Brown will go for the line for 2.
Yeah, again, the 6-foot junior, Derek Brown, really been the only one to show up here tonight for the Cougars.
Oh, and Nick Smith will come in, surprisingly. But Brown, I'll say this. He is 6 foot, and Lavion West is 6'7". At no point would there ever be a reason to jump.
That's true.
Unless you were really just trying to show off. So kind of a cocky move by West, but I guess you can be cocky up 13 points with a little over a minute to go.
Yeah, really not needed there to, like you said, to jump to try to block that shot. Wait until the shooter leaves his feet. You got 7 inches on him. You got arms of somebody who's 10 feet tall. And kind of just bailing him out there.
And there'll be a full court press, and Cougars not fouling yet, as there's 11 points. And they'll foul him there as they try to trap him and force a jump ball, but they'll grab his arm. And Barnes will go to line for 2 in the double bonus.
Mustangs have only missed 4 free throws all night, 19 of 23.
And unless there's some kind of miracle here, the Mustangs will go on to win this and make their score 4-4.
Their record?
Their record, 4-4.
Yeah, with 59 seconds left, it's going to be a stretch to see Sioux Falls come back. Although I guess it isn't over. Come down, get a couple quick three-pointers. A few missed free throws by the Mustangs, and you're back in it.
You would have to see some Reggie Miller-esque play.
Hey man, 8 points in 9 seconds.
like I said, it is possible, just highly improbable. Oh, and there's a steal by Zager, but Cougars will get it back, and that's an unnecessary foul. Bernard Birch saying, I didn't do anything, as he's draped over the arm of A.J. Holland, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Kind of unnecessary there for Zager to go for that steal. Let Sioux Falls bring the ball up, take their three-pointer. If they miss it, get the rebound. If they don't, then you have your chance to get down the floor again and take your free throws.
And this late in the game, when you make risky plays like that, you give the other team an opportunity to take a 4-on-5 play and turn it into points.
Yep, like right there, we just see he tips the ball. The Cougars are able to get it back, so there's kind of a scrum, and Birch gets out of control with his body and fouls him.
And there will be a foul by Rader. Foul Jordan Miller, as Jordan Miller clearly wanted to be fouled. He wanted to go to the line. And you have to think he'll make both of these as well with his fantastic free throw shooting percentage.
Last year we did see a close game between these two. Played in Sioux Falls. It was final score of 68-67 by the Mustangs coming away victorious.
And these two teams, when they meet, the record is 12-6, with the Mustangs with double the wins over the Cougars
Mustangs
in their history.
They have never lost a game at home against Sioux Falls. They are 9-0, so we're looking to move that to 10-0.
My. The game is now at 8 points after that outrageous three-pointer by Derek Brown. Step back three-pointer in the Mustang defender face and just drained it.
So all of a sudden big free throws here for Barnes.
Barnes really good free throw shooter, as is most of the Mustang team. With these two free throws, you have to think that this is the dagger. And he makes it, so that'll be 4-point possession. And in 30 seconds, you don't think that the Cougars are likely going to be able to hit that many shots.
Don't really understand the logic there in going to the hoop for the Cougars.
And
down by 10.
The coach is calling for no foul, so Bernard Birch will carry it up to the top, and that'll be a win for the Mustangs. The final score is going to be 70-60 here on Parents' Night, with a whiteout here for the Mustang fans. And they'll walk away with a record of 4-4, or 4-4, a 500 record. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with the post-game show. For Mustang basketball, this is KSSU.
Southwest Minnesota State University, where private school atmosphere meets public school cost. Programs like culinology, agronomy, and environmental science set the standard nationwide, where grad placement rates are over 97%. And the school invests in you, putting over $80 million back into the university. Southwest Minnesota State University, where you belong.
If you've had a stroke, the chances are good that you could have another one. But it doesn't have to happen. You could be a stroke smart star.
I'm eating healthy and I'm exercising again.
I'm keeping my blood pressure and cholesterol levels under control.
After 35 years, I quit smoking.
I always take my medicine.
If you take steps to improve your health, you'll greatly reduce your risk of another stroke. Talk to your doctor and go to stroke.org today.
I'm not going to have another stroke.
We all have a vision of
260 with the Mustangs taking this one, putting their record at 4-4, and they're now at 500. And the Mustangs started really soft, and it looked like they were just going through the motions out there. They weren't making their shots, but they really came back in the second half and showed their fire. What did they really do to to kind of improve their game.
They were able to win the rebound battle tonight. They pulled down 34 rebounds. Sioux Falls only had 25, so that was a big plus. They really heated up from beyond the line. They finished 5 of 13 from three-point land, which is decent enough, 39% average. So they ended up shooting 50% from the field total, as opposed to Sioux Falls only shooting 36. Jordan Miller really stepped up, and for the Sioux Falls Cougars, like we've been talking about, Derek Brown was really the only one that had a decent game. He finished with 23 points, 5 of 8 from the distance. So good game by him. The rest of the team didn't really show up, and the Mustangs were just able to pull together in the second half after having a clumsy and poor shooting first half.
And one of the big stories was Nick Smith and Rader. And while Nick Smith really didn't contribute in the points, he really put the lockdown on Rader, who is their leading scorer, and he averages about 13 points a game, but this game he wasn't even close to that total. And Nick Smith really did a good job of protecting the basket for the Mustangs.
Yeah, Rader finished with 7 points. Nick Smith was only 4 of his own and only had 4 rebounds, but Nick Smith did have 3 blocks, which is big, and contributed 22 minutes. All around pretty good game. Not the highest scoring, but good defense.
And when you do have such a good shooting team, especially with big jump shooters like Zager and Miller, Budahagen, and Condon, you really don't need as much points from Nick Smith this year. What you really need is defensive contributions. Now, the next game, what do the Mustangs really have to improve if they want to keep up this win streak?
Well, I'd like to see a little bit more offense out of Nick Smith, get the ball into him inside a little bit, at least just to give the defense of the other team something to think about. Kind of becoming predictable when you're a standout in the arc and just hawk up threes. So hopefully they can incorporate Nick Smith a little bit more. But overall, I think they performed pretty well tonight. They had a lot of blocks. I think they finished with 7 blocks. So good defense there, and they did out-rebound Sioux Falls by quite a bit. So
and they do win when they out-rebound.
Yes,
so.
they do.
All right, so the final score here, 70-60, with SMSU taking the Cougars to school. And I've been Spencer Mills, Adam Hudak at my color commentary. And for Mustang Basketball, this has been a KSSU production.